dream has always been to compete at the highest level. Not for the love of fame or what comes with it, but to continue my family's legacy. On a team that puts winning in the driver's seat. Introducing the Acura Integra Type S HRC prototype. Born to win, just like me.
What's up, guys? This is the Flashy Bro 25 podcast. Anything goes with the Flashy Bro 25. So today we're going to talk about the Integra Type S HRC. And so you guys don't know, the Acura Integra came out approximately, you can say, 2 years ago. And last year they debuted this HRC version. It's basically called the Integra. You can say HRC stand for Honda Racing Corporation. So basically it's like, you can say it's like the strip version of the Type S, you know, like more racing, you know. You can say they strip it down to more to the core, to the real enthusiastic, you know. So this guy right here, he went and basically to the Vegas SEMA show last year, and he basically reviewed it. Let's go take a look at it here.
What's up? It's Joe Ready from Rady's Rides. We are back.
Yeah, so what you can see is basically,
and I'm very happy to say that Honda is back here at SEMA with their HRC motorsports brand, and this car right here. What is it? This is a 2025 Acura Integra, and depending on who you ask, this could be an Acura Integra Type R. But before we get into this modded Integra that just makes my heart pitter-patter, let's talk about what's going on here. If you don't know what HRC is, it's Honda Racing Corporation. For many years, HRC was the brand that kind of handled all of the Grand Prix racing days in Formula One, and still does. Obviously, MotoGP and the motorcycles. Here in the States, we had HPD, Honda Performance Development. I'm happy to say that they decided to merge the two together with HRC. And because of that, they're back here at SEMA, and they're back here showcasing what they can do to not only race cars, because I'm surrounded by race cars. I got Max's Formula One car. We have, of course, their IMSA GTP car, and many other race cars here, but also taking that racing and bringing it to the street. So what I want to do is I want to show you all of the special touches of this Integra, and maybe at the end of the video we could talk about, would you want to have something like this to drive every day? Let's go ahead, let's find out, is this the baddest Integra of modern era to be built? Let's go ahead, let's dive into this one and find out. Right off the bat, the look of it, it has that extra width. They've actually taken it, of course, and made it wider, especially when we look at the Integra itself. I remember when the Integra came back out, some people were disappointed. I think with the Type S, and especially with this vehicle here, you're starting to see more of what the fans, the enthusiasts like you and I want. So at the front of the business, you'll see that awesome flared fender actually built into the fender. It's not stuck on at the front. We gotta have that throwback to tradition, to history, with the Integra name stamped in there. Love the way they do the multi-jewel LED beam headlights. You have your chicane daytime running lamps. These are all the design cues that Acura brings to their production vehicles, because remember, it's all about that precision performance, that precision crafted performance. Now, as we work our way down on this vehicle here, you'll notice the totally different lower front fascia. Extra wide, extra functional. I mean, you could easily put, I would say, 2 Big Macs would just slide right into that open area. I like the way that they took the lower corner and created that lip instead of just sticking on a bunch of things. And they also, the way that they curved up the edge gives you that canard on the side to help with airflow, to help with downforce. And all of this is functional. But the way that it looks is just making my heart pitter patter. And this is Indy Yellow. This was the color that was on the second gen Acura NSX. Sparkles like a freaking beautiful Twinkie that I just want to take a big bite out of. Now, as we come across the front nose, look at that Acura badge, very prominently displayed. We have that upgraded grille to flow more cool air. Our HRC badge, remember, Honda Racing Corporation, and that's what you're going to see global. Not just in Europe, not just in Japan, but also here in the United States. On the lower portion, you'll see that they went ahead and they upgraded the intercooler because we're still dealing with a turbocharged intercooled engine. We have a larger intercooler, and I dig how they took the HRC logo and painted it on that nice bright aluminum intercooler. And then of course that full carbon fiber front splitter, because remember, at the end of the day, the things that HRC develops on the racetrack, like I said, they want to bring it to your street car. And things like this, they look good, but these are also functional pieces. On a race car, you don't want air to go underneath the car because that's going to create lift. So that's why you see the addition of these extra aero pieces to give us the downforce that we need when you're doing your track day, when you're at an autocross event or your favorite twisty road. But let me know what your thoughts are about the front end of this Acura Integra. To me, it's the chef's kiss. Now, as we rise up, you're gonna get a carbon fiber hood, and the way that they sculpted it, it's one of those things where form equals function. So, of course, we're gonna have heat extractors and aerodynamic aids that are gonna drag the air from the front of the vehicle out the top of the hood. But also, when you look at the function of it, this is one of those cars that not only do you wanna drive, not only do you wanna look at, but you wanna rub your hands all over because it looks that good. Now, underneath the hood, we're gonna have that 2-liter turbocharged inline-4, of course, but we're looking at more horsepower. So stock, 320 horsepower. This is expected to have around 375 with some of the goodies that they did underneath that carbon fiber hood. And with the carbon fiber hood and fenders and other pieces that they have, we're shedding over 200 pounds of weight. So that means we have an Integra here, this, what I'm calling a Type R, that weighs about more than 200 pounds less than your standard Integra Type S. That's quite a bit of weight. Now, as we come around those flared fenders, what do we got going on? Absolutely gorgeous forged aluminum wheels. These Titan 7 wheels, love the V-spoke design, the way that it's got the HRC etched in there. And you'll notice that it's not just about performance when it comes to engine performance. A lot of people, that's the easy route. The other ways to performance are the aero, the suspension, and of course, wheels. But the most important thing that I think people do not give credit for when it comes to lap times are tires. And one thing you'll notice is that this Integra that we have here has those Pirelli P0 Trofeo R tires. So we're talking about 265 on the width, 30 series sidewall, and remember that's a 19-inch wheel. You have that banana yellow 6-piston Brembo caliper. The rotors have been enlarged to 15 inches in diameter. You got your aluminum hat, slotted rotor.
It has a roll cage in it. The back end, the diffusion is much, you can say much bigger. It has more aggressive stance to it with the wide flare fenders. And the front, you can say the diffuser, it looks more aggressive, more open. Even the hood too, you know. And they took the back seat out in the back, you know. And the car looks nice. However, the price they want is like $70,000, $80,000. I don't know if people are willing to pay for it, unless you're a die-hard, you can say hardcore Honda fanatic, you can call it. Yeah, but the car looks really nice, because you can say when the base Integra came out approximately 3 years ago, everybody was disappointed. Like, damn, this shit looks so ugly. You know, it doesn't even have a iconic. The name doesn't even match with the iconic design or style. You know, and which I agree. When you can say the base Integra came out 3 years ago or 4 years ago, yeah, everyone was disappointed. Like I mentioned, it looks so ugly. It should have been called the ILX and so forth. And how everybody phrased it when it came out the Type S, because now the Type S looks much more beautiful. You can have more handsome. You won't call it. It has a aggressive stance to it. It has a road present to it, you know. Yeah, so this HRC even make it more aggressive, super aggressive, which already aggressive already with the quad exhaust. The wheels is bigger, a lot of carbon fiber parts on the hood and so forth. Yeah, the car is nice. You know, if you have the money and it's no issue, and you love the Type S a lot, and you get the strip version of it, it's worth it, man. For 70,000-80,000, you can buy other stuff. That's the only thing I have to say.
Morley exhaust, catback exhaust, gonna give us some great sound, but it also gives it a great look. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the next step. Let's get inside and see what this Integra is all about. All right, guys, we are inside this 2025 Integra Type R. It's amazing because on the exterior, it looks fantastic. You don't need more than 400 horsepower on the street for this car because it handles so well. And with the 6-speed manual, I know you're probably saying, well, Joe, how much would something like this cost? I think something like this would probably cost, and I know that it's gonna sound crazy, is right around $70,000. I mean, a stock Integra Type S is around, what, $53,000 now? So with all the modifications, and wait until you see what's in the back, $70,000 to $75,000. May sound like a crazy amount of money for an Integra, but this car is meant for the enthusiast. It's not meant for somebody to sell their Porsche 911 and get an Integra. That's what the purpose of this. This is for the enthusiasts, the ones that want that Type R. But let's see what Acura has done to the interior, to the door panels. What I love is you have production used parts, soft touch material, the Alcantara. Look at the way they brought the yellow stitching to the interior. Aluminum speaker grill cover. Who the hell's gonna need a radio in this thing? You're gonna be nuts to have a radio in here. And then of course we got a good sized door pocket. Easily get, I would say, 5 to 6 Pop-Tarts, no problem, and some Nestle Quick. Now going from the door panel to the dash, real deal carbon fiber. Love the yellow accents. Slide on in. What do you got? You got your production
Type S already. You know, people were complaining it's about almost 55,000. Obviously, man, that was a lot, man. Came up with the price. I mean, you can buy a lot of stuff for the power, more of the values somewhere else, you know. But I guess you know, you get what you pay for. You get the quality, and you get the name recognition. You know, yeah, you gotta be a die-hard fan to buy this HRC version. You know, it's nice. Don't get me wrong. But for 70,000-80,000, I think it's too much. You can get like a better car in that price range, you know. You can even get a used Nissan GTR. I would get that, or even a used. For me, I would probably get like the Lexus LC 500 for almost that price, you know, a used one. But yeah, everyone have different choice and different opinion. But for me, I think there's better choices out there. And Type S alone, it's nice already, but it's just the price. If you're willing to pay an extra 20,000-30,000 for the parts to make it more exclusive, make it look different from the original.
I want to show you. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have your aluminum sill plate looking good, and up and down, forward and back, and then you do have that 10.25-inch digital gauge cluster, which I can't show you because we're inside the convention center. But why don't we go ahead, let's open up those rear carbon fiber doors, because I have something that's gonna freaking turn your brain to mush after you see it. Let's check it out. All right, guys, doing this a little different because wait until you see what we have here. Dropping our way down, removal of the rear seats. Now, before I show you any of this, I'm gonna have Steven back up and show you the full carbon fiber rear doors. Buckets with the Recaro name looking great. And then they removed the rear seat and made this perfect size carbon fiber tray And look at the brace that we have back here, the X brace. So the top portion is gonna stiffen up from shock top mount to shock top mount, and then we're tying in the floor. This is stuff that is taken from Honda's touring cars that race around the world, and they brought it into this street going version. And then you'll notice you still have, Steven's gonna swing in there, you still got all your cargo. And they did that on purpose because they want to make sure that you could bring a full set of track spec wheels with track spec tires, have it in the cargo area, your jack stands, all the things for your perfect track day, because this is one of those memorable track vehicles. And I hope to God that it happens. I hope this Integra Type R happens. I want to take it for a spin. I know you want to take it for a spin. It wouldn't be much fun on the strip. We would need to go to Las Vegas Motor Speedway pronto. But what we got to do instead is we got to wrap it up here from SEMA. So let's get to it. All right, guys. I am so glad to see Honda back, especially with this whole HRC display, and especially with this car here. But we got to thank the whole Honda team for allowing us access to this vehicle. Let me know what you think. Is this the Integra Type R that you've been dreaming of each and every night, hugging your pillow tight? Would you be willing to plop down the money it would take to pick one of these up? Let me know in that comment section. But you know what? What's great about Acura is, like I've been telling you, what they do on the racetrack, they bring to the production versions and vice versa. Here is actually the car that Catherine Legg, IndyCar driver, IMSA driver, actually took to Pikes Peak, the Pikes Peak hill climb, 14,000 feet up in the clouds. This is the Integra, the HRC sponsored Integra race car that she took. And just like you saw with our street going one, having that carbon fiber rear wing, having the removal of the rear side, I mean, that's stuff that is race car goodness, right? But it shows the connection.
Anyways, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like and make comments. See you guys next time. Thank you.